So today I wanted to kind of give everybody a little testimony about what happened to me 2 years ago. I got into a head-on crash where a drunk driver crossed the double yellow and hit me head-on. It took him an hour and a half to get my body out of the car. It was middle of July, about 98 degrees. I had suffered many fractures to my face, my jaw, my shoulder, my femur snapped in half, and they airlifted me to a local hospital where I spent 2 weeks recovering and then 2 weeks post inside a great facility called Helen Hayes here where I'm at. And I want to kind of give you what happened, my account of what happened during the extraction of my body from my vehicle to putting me into a helicopter. I experienced something unique. You know, as a Christian, I always thought of death as, you see the light, you cross over and you see somebody you always hear these stories. And so my experience kind of confused me until I did some research and kind of saw that it's not unique just to me, but it hasn't completely answered any and all my questions. So let me start from my perspective of the accident. I was driving my car doing an estimate for my job I was working at, and I don't have any recollection of the accident. I just remember being all of a suddenly not in my body anymore. So what had happened was I was in a dark place, like completely black. And I was analyzing everything like I normally would analyze. My voice still sounded like my voice in my head. My thought processes were all the same. It's just I was in a place that I was confused about. It was, pitch black. I wasn't scared, but I was confused. And I heard voices, but I couldn't make out what they were saying. And then very clearly, out of the darkness, as I'm trying to analyze what was going on, I hear a voice. And the voice says to me, "Relax, this is bigger than you." And when I heard that, I did calm down. I felt at peace. Okay, I just don't know. It didn't cure my confusion. I was still very confused, but I felt more relaxed about where I was, and I felt patient. And then an undeterminate amount of time, because there was no time where I was. There was no body. I didn't have a body. I didn't have any awareness of a body, at least, and I didn't have any awareness of time. It was irrelevant. It didn't even make sense, time there. But so an indeterminate amount of time passed, and I hear the voice again, and the voice asked me, "Do you want to live or do you want to die?" At that moment, I never answered the voice. I was thinking about what I was just asked. And I started thinking about my wife and my son. And I have a daughter, but at the time I wasn't thinking of her when the question was asked. I'm just being honest. The question was asked, and I thought about my wife, saw her face. I thought about my son, I saw his face. And then I woke up. I was in the helicopter. I'd find out later I was in the helicopter. I woke up and I saw like a window, like a very small passenger, like the back window of a car, right? But like in the corner where it's really small. And I saw like a car lock that was like this big standing in the light, right? So it'd be like this, but down over here. And I couldn't see anything. I just saw the shadow of everything because the light was too bright. And come to find out, I had busted my eye socket and it broke all the way around. They had to rebuild it up. So my eyes obviously weren't able to take in the light properly to focus in. So that's why it was all blurry. And then I slept back into unconsciousness, but it was a different type of unconsciousness. I was back in my body again. I wasn't in the darkness. I don't have recollection of this period of time either, but I do know that it was a different type of unconsciousness. I wasn't in the same place. So I was curious. I'm like, did I die? Did what happened to me, was that an outer body experience? And as a Christian, I'm like, no, it can't be, because I never experienced all the glitz and the glamour that you hear about as far as like death goes. And then I started looking up on YouTube, and I saw some videos about people, and this experience is kind of known as the void, where a lot of people go into this void space, this darkness, and it's completely dark, black, and they have many different types of experiences. Some of them are scared by it. Some of them are totally calm. It could go in many different directions. I kind of personally think that it depends on who you are or where you are in life with God and your faith, that kind of your mindset on a daily basis is the same when you went into the void. So how you normally would respond to something that extreme is how you would respond to something that extreme. You responded that way. So my first thought, if something crazy like that is to happen, is I instantly go and ask God. I'm like, what's going on, Lord? So that's kind of what happened. I was like, whoa, where am I? And I was trying to figure it out. It's interesting to me, though, because it opened up more questions than it did answer, right? Like, for instance, was the voices I heard the ambulance people trying to help me out? Was it just voices? Was I half dead and half alive? Did I experience parts of the afterlife, and that's why I didn't see it all? These are some of the questions I had. Like, maybe I wasn't completely dead. There's no record of me dying, but this experience is unique in a way, because if I didn't die, then what ambulance person asked me if I wanted to live or die? What was the voice I heard? I don't foresee an ambulance person trying to ask me, do I want to live or do I want to die? That same voice told me to be calm, that this was something that was bigger than me. I could see an ambulance person saying that in my brain, picking it up, and kind of, and my brain interpreting it as this experience I had, but really it was just an unconscious state. But I was hearing the ambulance person say that. But the same voice later on said to me, do you want to live or do you want to die? So that kind of throws a little confusion in. But it was a heck of an experience. Before this accident, I would label myself as a very devout Christian who was very close to the Lord, and saw the Lord working in many aspects of my life, and I still see that. But being on this side of the accident now, I've almost lost my ability to be in touch with my spiritual self. It's weird. I have a lot of faith in the Lord, and I know that He's real. I have zero doubt. And I'm constantly studying the Bible and learning about history and science and all these types of things. So my interest is still there, but I had this connection before the accident that I've lost since then, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it is a result of almost dying. I do know that my injuries, I snapped my femur in half. I broke my shoulder in 3 spots. My lower jaw was broken in 3 spots. My upper jaw was broken. My teeth were tucked in. I bit my tongue in half. My eye socket was shattered, and both my cheekbones were shattered. And they thought I was going to die, and they put my car at the tow company. They put it in a place where casualties, if there's a casualty in an accident, they put your cars in different spots so the state police can come and investigate. It's indoors, it's not outside. So when I got my stuff out of my car, all that stuff was indoors, and I asked the guy, why is my car inside and it's not outside? And he was like, oh, because I thought you were going to die, so we bring it in. So although I don't have any recollection of any notes saying that I died, I believe I died, and I went into the void. I just wanted to share that with people and let you know that, it didn't affect my Christianity. It didn't affect my faith. If anything, it just confirmed that there was life after death. And I want to do something fun with you guys that I kind of do with people who are with me, and I'm telling the story, is I want to give you an idea of what it was like. So in your head, you have your own voice. So talk to yourself in your head right now and say, I like ice cream. Just close your eyes right now and say, I like ice cream. Do you hear yourself say, I like ice cream? If you can hear yourself say that in your mind, you hear yourself saying, I like ice cream, that's exactly how you're going to sound on the other side. Because that's what it was for me. I went on the other side. If I was on the other side, if that's what that experience was, I heard my own voice. It wasn't like I was a different person. I was exactly the same person with the same voice. And people are like, asking me, well, you communicated, but you didn't have a body? Like, how did that work? And the same way, if you think in your head, again, say, I like ice cream in your head. Do you hear it? Did you use your vocals? No. Did you use your body whatsoever to speak it? No, but you heard it, right? Exactly. That's exactly what it's like on the other side. You don't need a body. You can just think it and be heard. There's no vocals. So anyways, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. It's been 2 years since this accident's happened, and I just wanted to share with someone out there who may have had something similar happen to them, and let you know that God is real and He is faithful. And if you went to that type of a place, something extreme happened in your life, and I'm glad that you're back here and you're all right and you're with your family. Hopefully I can help somebody and inspire you guys to continue on in your faith and grow deeper with the Lord. That's my story. Let me know if it was boring or interesting. I'll talk to you guys later.